if we always let ourselves off the hook in a bad way, then of course we're not going to get closer to our goal. So like people are consistent in so many like different ways, but this is how I have stayed so consistent in my life. And it's so easy to do. And this is what you guys are going to do too. Welcome back to 0 to 10K, the 25-part series where I am showing you how to attract $10,000 into your life and into your business. So day 7 today is all about consistency. Now, when I was outlining all of this series, I'm like, I have to talk about consistency, but I want to talk about it in a way where it's not just like, in order for you to commit and get what you want, you have to be consistent every day and you have to like do the thing, blah, blah, blah. I actually want to talk about consistency in a way where what does consistency like really mean? Like what is like the real way to look at consistency in your life to see, are you actually progressing towards what you want, and are you getting closer to your desire? Now, typically when we think about consistency, we kind of think about it like this. It's like a straight line where every single day we're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Now, the other day I was on like Instagram or Facebook and I came across this picture right here that basically summed up this entire video, right? And what I want to share for today, right? Most people think consistency is like you're doing the same thing every single day. You have a full cup, you're doing all the actions, and even if one day you slip up or you don't do as much as you want to, you're like, shit, like I'm not consistent, I fell off, I'm starting over again, and you just like beat yourself up for it. But real consistency does not look like a straight line, but it really looks like you're actually still putting effort every single day, even if you don't think you do. Because what real consistency might look like is maybe, of course, we have 7 days in a week, and maybe Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're like on it, you feel really good. But then like Wednesday and Saturday and Sunday on the weekend, like you just like really fell off. And you look at your week and you're like, oh my gosh, like I blew it. I wasn't consistent. I feel like I need to like start over again or like back to my old ways. Like you just start to tell yourself you are not enough. You did not show up and you did not do like full out 100% every single day, and you're basically telling yourself that you're not getting closer to your desire, which could not be further from the truth. Because guess what? Every single day, even if it's one action that you're taking that day, it is compounding and creating what I call a snowball effect that is getting you closer to your goal of attracting $10,000. So think of it this way. If you found my video on day 1 and you watched day 1, but then you forgot to watch like day 2, maybe you skipped out on day 4, that does not mean that you're just gonna throw in the towel and you're not gonna continue watching these videos, or you're not gonna continue showing up for you just because you forgot to do it one single day. The fact that you already did, 3 out of the 5 things, you're already getting closer to that goal. So I want you to change your outlook when it comes to like consistency and how that's really showing up in your life. Now, on the flip side, because you already know by now, by day 7, that I contradict myself all the time. On the flip side, we still want to have consistency, because if we always let ourselves off the hook in a bad way, then of course we're not going to get closer to our goal. So like people are consistent in so many like different ways, but this is how I have stayed so consistent in my life. And it's so easy to do. And this is what you guys are going to do too. And I have done this not just for like my identity in terms of like my routine and what I'm doing for myself to feel good every single day, but I've also done it in terms of my business and how I'm actually making money. Now, since we're still in part 1 of the money system mindset and we haven't gotten to like brand and sales, I'm going to hold off and tell you guys how I stay consistent making money in my business until we get into like branding and sales. So right now I'm just going to share with you how I stay consistent when it comes to me actually being in my highest version of myself. And this is what I call non-negotiables. Now, non-negotiables are basically things that I commit to doing every single day, regardless of the situation. So regardless if I wake up sick, regardless if I pick up my phone and clients are screaming at me, or I see an email from somebody I don't like, or I get in a fight with my friend or my partner, regardless of what is happening in here or out there, I will commit to my non-negotiables, because I know if I do that, not only am I being consistent to my commitment and my truth, but I also know if I do that, I am going to feel a lot better, even if I don't feel good in the moment. So for my non-negotiables personally, I commit to meditating and visualizing, breath work, because that regulates my body and my nervous system, journaling, and moving my body in some way. Now, with this, I am well aware that I might not be able to do like my full non-negotiable or like my full morning routine every single day, because like, to be honest, most mornings when I do my full morning routine, it will take me 2 hours, right? Because I'll wake up in the morning, I'll do meditation, visualization for like 10-15 minutes, breath work for like 10 minutes, journaling will sometimes take me like 15 minutes, and then I'll go like move my body, I'll work out, and then I have to get ready. So like all of that, it takes me 2 hours. But if I wake up and I'm feeling like sick, if I don't feel well, I'm probably not going to spend all that time, but I'm still going to commit to myself to meditating for maybe even like 5 minutes, doing breath work for like 3 minutes, maybe journaling for a little bit, and then maybe going on a walk later on, or if I want to do it in the morning. Non-negotiables isn't necessarily doing like the full thing every single day if you can't commit to it, but even doing a small piece of it. Like if you're traveling that day, there's been times where I'm traveling, I'm like, I do not have 2 hours in the morning at all. I need to get to the airport. I will commit to doing my non-negotiables for like 20 minutes or like 30 minutes or even sometimes like 10 minutes. Okay. So consistency is all about following through and committing to your non-negotiables. That's what I believe it is. Because for me, if I know I'm committing to my non-negotiables personally, and then I also have non-negotiables for my business, I know that is progressing me and getting me closer to my intention and to my goal. But if I like just drop the ball and I don't do anything for days, to be honest, that you aren't being consistent. Right? Because when we look at this graph again, we're still doing things every single day. And the cup that is like a little bit filled, it is because we're still doing our non-negotiables and maybe a little bit more, right? So once again, if you wake up in the morning and you're feeling sick, or you woke up on the wrong side of the bed and you're just like angry at the world, you do your non-negotiables. It takes you less than an hour or less than 30 minutes. If the rest of the day goes like shit goes wrong, you can go to bed knowing that you still committed and you were still consistent with yourself. Or heck, maybe after you do that, you feel so much better, because the majority of the time I do, and I know you will too, and you'll have such an amazing day. So for today, day 7, my action item, my homework for you is to write down your non-negotiables for yourself personally. Now, it might not just be like your morning routine. It could be something else, right? It could be, saying I love you to your partner. It could be making a post on social media. Like, I want you to write down non-negotiables that you know for a fact you can commit to. And like what I just said earlier, we're going to get into like the actual tangible ways that you're going to like make money, with your brand and social media and sales. We'll talk about that later. But for right now, I want you to write down at least 4 non-negotiables that you could commit to every single day. And once you do that, comment below and let us know your non-negotiables, okay? Because this entire series is all about commitment. It is all about claiming it for yourself so it actually happens. And to be honest, I also love to see people's non-negotiables, because sometimes it gives me ideas to even add in or replace a few of my non-negotiables. And I know for everybody else, it's also going to help them come up with theirs too. And this is also a commitment for the highest version of you, that you are going to show up for yourself. Could you imagine if every single day for the next 3 weeks, for the next month, you stuck with your non-negotiables, and that was just like the minimum you were doing every single day, and on top of that, you were doing all the extra stuff? You would get so much closer to your intention, to your goal. You would feel so much better, because in reality, like even when we get our goal, we're gonna feel amazing. So it's like, why not feel amazing right now? Now, coming tomorrow on day 8 is something that I know you might be thinking of, or something that just happens, honestly, to everybody, is what do we do when like life just hits you in the face? When you just feel so stuck, when you're like, okay, is this even worth me trying? What are we gonna do? So tomorrow, day 8, it's a really, really good one. And then after day 8, we're gonna get into some money talk. And then after today, we only have 3 more videos and part 1 of the money system until we get into part 2, which is brand. And I'm so excited for that. So once again, if you need to catch up with the previous days, I'm going to link out the playlist right here so you can go back and watch any day that you missed, or maybe watch it again if you need a little bit of a refresher. So that's all for today. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 8. And until then, make sure that you stay unforgettable.